Hands down.
Otherwise, you know what's that.
We need some directions on that chair there, Bill.
Just pull it out.
Yank.
Put your butt in it.
I know.
They didn't teach you how to operate a chair in law school.
I don't even gaze, man. I just They did, but he missed that day. Oh, he's coming.
Okay, you ready?
I am. No, we're out of donuts.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock and it's time on our schedule for our regular weekly business meeting. Is Bud McConaughey here?
Maybe.
Are you Bud by any chance? Oh, perfect. So if you all stand with me, Bud, you're gonna open the dinner this morning.
Well,
Lord, we stand before you. We thank you for the sunshine this morning. We thank you that we're warm. We're not in those places that energy is in shortage. We pray, Lord, for the wisdom, discernment, integrity, and the compassion that characterizes good governance. Pray your blessing on the commissioners. Guide them. Govern them well.
Amen. Thank you, Bud. And if you'll follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
all right.
Bill? Jeff, looks like you're starting us out.
I am. Mr. Chairman, I move to adopt the order of agenda as presented.
I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes. Now it's time for public comment. Anybody signed up to speak? We've got 3 minutes. It's not a Q&A session. Go ahead, Dan.
Morning, Commissioners. I make attention to numerous violations of County Ordinance Title I, 200B, which reads as follows, Chairman McDonald and Chairman Connolly. This chapter is enacted for the purpose of establishing a regular meeting schedule for the Bonner County Board of Commissioners in order that the board activities can be carried out with greater public participation and awareness. Part B of that 1-200 states public comment segment. The purpose of the public comment segment of the Board of County Commissioners business meeting is to enable citizens with issues or concerns which they may wish to bring to the board's attention and afford an opportunity for consideration of a future agenda for possible board action. The board will not engage in dialogue with the presenter during the session, but rather may choose to schedule the presenter's topic for board consideration at a future business meeting. Questions may be directed to the individual board members for the purpose of clarifying issues or obtaining additional information for the purpose of scheduling the matter for a future business meeting. However, no action will be taken on any issue concerning brought to the board's attention during this session. The chair will not entertain under any circumstances comments derogatory in nature toward any board member, staff member, elected official, or member of the public. 1202 regular meetings of the board shall be held weekly on Tuesday, commencing at 9:00 a.m. So my request for additional board meetings are for today, not other workshops. Today, I make notice that the BOCC's to the BOCC of an erroneous grant application submission to Idaho Parks and Recreation, IDPR. I demand that you add an agenda item to next week's business meeting, quote, discussion and decision, additional submission of fairgrounds to IDPR grant application, clarifying the exact location of the RV campsite location. The documents discussed on January 6, 2022 at the Fair Workshop meeting conflict with the IDPR grant application, specifically pages 26, which is titled, quote, the overall site plan, and page 27, titled Campground Detailed Site Plan. The workshop meeting documents state without ambiguity that the RV campsite construction is on fairgrounds property. The IDPR grant application, however, overhead pictures of page 26 and 27 clearly identify the RV site is on the GIS property legally described as Readiness Center, not the fairgrounds property. In light of the AG's recent open meeting law violation opinion, if the overhead pictures represent the actual represent the actual, at best, an erroneous condition exists in the filing. At worst, further secretive and contradictory exists. The exact location of the RV camp sites needs to be identified to IDPR and the county constituents. Thank you for the extra time.
Okay, thanks, Dan. Anyone else wish to speak? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on. Steve, consent agenda.
All right, Mr. Chairman, based on the information before us, I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. All those, or any question or comment on the consent agenda? Not a lot of it. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, motion passes. Moving along to clerk. Mike Rosedale.
Morning, everybody. Morning, commissioners. For you, I have claims batch number 10, the amount of $592,024.31. Demand batch number 10 in the amount of $473,774.79. Totaling $1,065,799.10 for your approval.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve payment of FY22 claims and demands in batch number 10 totaling $1,065,799.10.
I would second that.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any question or comment? None? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Go ahead, Mike.
Thank you. Next, I have EMS claims batch number 10 in the amount of $122,197.35. And they do not have demand batch, so that's the total for your approval.
Yep, thanks, Mike.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I move to approve payment of the FY22 EMS claims in batch number 10 totaling $122,197.35.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any question or comment? Kendra.
Good morning, gentlemen. I was just wondering if you could tell me, Mike, what those charges at EMS are for.
You can make that list available to you, Kendra. There's quite a few of them, so to go through that entire list would take way too much time. But if you're interested, we can send Mike an email and he can email the list to you.
That would be wonderful. Thank you very much.
Kendra, they're in my office, and there's nothing from the ARPA funds, if that's what you're concerned about.
And there's one that's 88,000. It's a Laris.
So,
Yeah, there you
whatever
go.
it is, the word we can't.
It's a stove.
Lagara lying.
There you go.
Bingo.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you. We got help from the audience.
Okay.
It's always good.
Roddy, anybody else with a question or comment? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, motion passes. Thank you, Mike. Road and Bridge, Matt.
Matt Mulder, Staff Engineer for the Road and Bridge Department. In our efforts to keep the roads safe to drive in the winter, we tend to put down a lot of sand for traction. And buying that sand on the open market and getting it crushed as part of our crushing bids is pretty expensive. And one of the options which we have been working with ITD to come up with is to allow us to buy sand from their Grouse Creek pit, which is just reject from back when they were crushing in there. And they're offering to sell us that sand at 98 cents per cubic yard, up to 10,000 cubic yards for a total cost of up to $9,800. And this would give us 2 years per the agreement to use that sand. And this is about 15 to 20 times cheaper than buying it and crushing it ourselves. So it really is a good deal. So that agreement is before the board for signature today.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the signing of the Idaho Transportation Department purchase agreement for the sum of $9,800 for 10,000 cubic yards of reject sand located at ITD Grouse Creek gravel pit.
I would second that.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any question or comment on sand? Go ahead. Thank you, sir, if you could.
After the 24 months period has elapsed,
Sir, can you make sure you identify your name for the record?
Al Martinet.
Okay.
The agreement is only for 2 years. After that, it would be renewed or terminated.
We have an idea of the cost after the 2 years.
Correct.
Yeah, there's no agreement beyond the 2 years, so. Okay, any other question or comment? Yes, heck of a number. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Go ahead, item number 2.
We are requesting the board's approval to advertise for bids for asphalt for our first round of asphalt projects for this summer. This would be for Camp Bay Road from the Sagal Road to the 2200 block and asphalt on Clegstone Road from the 7900 block to the Kelso Lake connection with an optional addition to extend to Spirit Lake Cutoff if bids are favorable and we end up being able to afford that.
All right, I move to approve this notice of advertisement for the Bonner County Asphalt Project 2022.
And I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any question or comment? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes. Finally, number 3.
On February 11th, we had a bid opening for the purchase, a lease purchase of the motor graders for county crews to be using, grading the roads. And these are a little bit different than how we normally purchase equipment, where it's a lease, where there's a price up front and then a guaranteed buyback price at the end of 5 years. And so the low bid is not just the price, but also subtracting the buyback that we would get at the end of that 5-year period. So we had 2 bidders, and Pape Machinery ends up being the low bidder with a purchase price of $363,900 and a guaranteed buyback at the end of $275,000, which comes out to a cost of $88,900 for the 5-year period. And we are recommending that we award this bid to Pape Machinery for that amount.
Okay. Thank you, Matt.
Chairman, I move to accept the bid of $363,900 for each grader and issue the notice of award to Pape Machinery for the purchase of the 3 graders, 2022 John Deere model 772 GP, and allow the chairman to sign the notice of award and Pape guarantee for the purchase administratively.
Second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any question or comment? Seeing none.
Just a comment that this is something that we have now done for probably 10 years or something. We just rotate these things out and keeps us in brand new graders at a really great price.
Especially with the wear and tear, they take 5 years about the max and it starts costing us money. Okay, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, motion passes. Thank you, Matt. Moving on to Treasurer's Office, Cheryl Field. Morning, Cheryl.
Good morning, Cheryl.
Good morning, commissioners. Good morning, everyone. I'm asking you to accept the treasurer auditor joint quarterly reports ending December 31st, 2021 for both Bonner County and EMS.
Okay, thanks, Cheryl.
All right, I move that we accept both the Bonner County and EMS Treasurer Auditor Joint Quarterly Reports for the first quarter ending 12/31/21.
I'll second the motion.
Here we have a motion and a second. Any question or comment? Kendra.
So will those reports be available online, or do we need to do a public records request to obtain them?
Be online. Mike says it'll be online.
Mike said they'll be online. Our
So if it's
clerk
not
said they'll
online,
be
you can harass Mike.
Do we know when they'll be online?
We don't. I'll put them on later.
Thank you.
Kendra? Okay.
Any other question or comment? None. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passed. I was gonna give you a hard time to see what if we don't accept it.
I don't know what to say.
Okay, that's okay.
Never
Sure. Go
happened
ahead.
before.
Item number 2.
We'll have arm wrestling match, but I'll lose.
There we go.
My second request is for your approval for Access Idaho Payport. It's our credit card service that we use for many county departments. And we're using it for driver's license, the treasurer's office, the planning department. And now solid waste department would like to be able to accept credit cards at their counter downstairs. It's not ready for use at sites.
Okay. Thanks, Cheryl.
And it's been reviewed by legal.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the Access Idaho Payport Addendum K add the solid waste department to our current contract. This contract has been reviewed by legal.
Would second that.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any question or comment? See none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Cheryl. Susie, Public Defenders.
Morning.
Morning,
As
Susie.
you are aware, our felony contract conflict attorney is unable to continue to fulfill that contract. So we've been advertising for someone to take that over. And we did speak with McFarland Law Office with Jane Northam being the primary point person on that. They are willing to step in and take over the remaining portion of that contract through the remainder of this year. So I would move the county to approve the contract for services of conflict public defender first level conflicts 2021 to 2022, Jane Northam.
Would you mind explaining to the folks what this is so they have an understanding?
Of course. So when we get either multiple defendants, we can't represent both of them in the same office. Or if we get a case where we represent someone who's a witness in something else, or we have a conflict in that representation, it is sent out to a conflict attorney, and they're paid at an hourly rate through our budget. And it's broken up into two levels. There's one who handles all the felony cases and one who handles the rest of it. Our felony level conflict attorney is moving to California for some personal reasons and can't fulfill that contract anymore. So we've been looking for someone to step in and take over the last kind of 5 months of that contract. It would be at the exact same price, so there's no additional money being allocated for this. It would just be a different provider.
Okay, thanks, Susie.
I move that the county to approve the contract for services of conflict public defender, first level conflicts, 2021, 2022, Jane Northam.
And I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any question or comment? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thank you, Susie. Emergency Management, Bob Howard.
Our Commissioners, Bob Howard for the record. This memorandum of understanding is between Bonner County and Idaho Department of Lands. It's for a grant award in the amount of $120,000 for hazardous fuel treatment associated with the bonfire program. The funds identified will be used for the Blanchard Shared Stewardship Project in the Blanchard area. Cost share of $12,000 is taken care of with landowner participation and utility clearing, labor contributions, and landowner education. This has been approved by legal.
Okay, thank you, Bob.
Mr. Chairman, based on the information before us, I move that the county approve the memorandum of understanding grant number 19 SS Bonner County in the amount of $120,000 and allow the chair to sign.
Would second that.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any question or comment? Seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, motion passes. Thank you, Bob. Next up, Milton. Planning.
Fullerton effect.
Morning, Commissioners.
Milton.
This is a resolution for a vacation that was approved back in December 2021. The board held a public hearing and determined that granting the vacation of a portion of North Thama Road was in the public interest. And so this is just a resolution to finalize that hearing.
Okay.
All right, I move to approve resolution 2022-14, vacating a portion of North Thama Road located on parcel number RP 55N04W043050A, located off Highway 2 between East Settlement Road and mile marker 10, and conveying the vacated area already vested in the owner of RP 55N04W043050A to show record of owner JD Lumber Incorporated.
And I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any question or comment? Kendra.
Good morning. I'm just full of questions this morning. Sorry. Is there a name to this road or is it just numbers?
It's a portion of North
North
Thama.
Thama.
North Thama.
North Amos Road?
Thama
Thama.
with a T.
THAMA.
AMA, great. And you said there was a public hearing previously about this?
Yep, back in December.
Okie dokie. All right, thank you so much.
Okay. Any other question or comment? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thank you, Bill. Claire. You nervous?
She wasn't, but she is now.
Claire May from the Commissioner's Office for the record. The Commissioners received a letter dated February 10th, 2022 from the Coolin Civic Organization requesting permission to conduct a parade on May 28th in conjunction with the annual Priest Lake Spring Festival. The Spring Festival is managed by the Coolin Civic Organization. The festival includes a parade, craft fair, food vendors, quilt display, bake sale, and run events, which draws approximately 2,000 local residents and tourists to the area. The Coolin Civic Organization will work directly with the Sheriff's Office to assure a unified effort to control traffic and maintain safety. If approved by the Bonner County Commissioners, the Coolin Civic Organization will correspond with the Bonner County Road and Bridge Department for permitting purposes.
Thank you, Claire.
Mr. Chairman, based on the information before us, I move to approve the letter to the Coolin Civic Organization granting them permission to hold a parade on May 28th, 2022 in conjunction with the annual Priest Lake Spring Festival.
I would second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any question or comments about the parade? Dan?
Yes, when's that,
Pro parade or anti-parade?
when's that date of the parade?
May 28th, 2022.
And yes, you may attend.
Thank God it's not today.
Yeah, wouldn't be a very good day for a parade.
Any other question or comment? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. It is 9:21. Thanks, Claire. It is 9:21, and we will go ahead and recess for 5 minutes and come back.